So this is session 2 of 2 for Hearts of Wulin, a PbtA hack to cover a very particular set of wushu martial arts novels and the TV series that they're adapted from, the great sort of soap opera ones. Again, our touchstone in movies is probably the one that people know is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But for me, it's Handsome Siblings and Fox Volanta, Snowy Mountain, and Princess Agents, and all of these long-running Chinese sword and a little sorcery at times, great dramatic shows. If you have Netflix, I recommend Swordmaster for a novel, an adaptation of a novel. It's not great, but it's better than the original Shaw Brothers version of it. Or if you like over-the-top CGI, I recommend checking out Ice Fantasy, which is insane. It's this, but with gods. So that's another one. So it's actually more in Maria's wheelhouse than anything. But we're taking up tonight with that. Yes, I think Fraser is showing us the Ice Fantasy illustration there. I recommend checking that out. Again, also, if you like old Shaw Brothers films, there are a ton of those available on Amazon Prime right now. They've got all the beautiful remastered Celestial Pictures versions of those, which have been nicely cleaned up. So those are great to check out. But last time we built entanglements, we created our characters, and that's a kind of a tight network of relationships that is somewhat undercut by the fact that one of our players at the last minute was unable to make it tonight. So we've got a couple of options here. And primarily, I want to put this to our player for our magistrate, Magistrate Lin, and, who has both of their entanglements tied up with a lucky dog. We could have you make new entanglements entirely, or add another entanglement to tie into the others, or to bring an NPC in. Or if you want, we can just leave it at that, and we can just talk about what happens to Lucky Dog. We do something dramatic character-wise there that you have to deal with the fallout of. But you have connections, and then also so does... I think you're the only one who has entanglements to Lucky Dog.
Yeah.
So how would you like to handle that, Magistrate Lin?
I think I will change my romantic one so
Okay.
that, because before it was that his character and my character have unrequited love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot. But I think I'll just change it to, because I remember seeing one where it's like, I am wed to so and so, but I know that they are secretly in love with so and so. So I can just
Okay.
change that to, I am betrothed to Wailing Pain Lay. But I know that, well, I'll just write Lay, Miss Lay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that
now,
she's the Wailing Pain.
And you learned last time that she has strong feelings or a history with another. Now I have a question. The one thing you don't know is you don't know exactly who it is, do you? Okay.
Wait.
So that's...
Do I?
No, I think Wailing Pain was telling it as a metaphorical story.
Right. Yeah.
But didn't give name to that. Okay. So that's good.
Yeah.
And it's certainly one of the things that this is a little bit different than some of the sort of relationships and bonds in other games, in that these entanglements can change, and you should feel free to, if you hit them, if you engage with them, they can get rewritten in play. If we were playing a longer game, one of the things we would do at the start of a session, move, if you had, like when we played before, we had, I think, 3 or 4, everyone would highlight one of their entanglements and say, this is the one that I'm interested in for the session. And then we get more experience for engaging with that one. We're not going to worry about that mechanic tonight because we're just the one session left in this, but that's just how that would work. So tell me, let's start with Ming. Ming, What do you remember about where we are, what the situation is?
Okay, let's see. As I recall, I got beat up by a bunch of mooks and thrown out a window.
Didn't get beat up. You realized you were overwhelmed.
Oh, that's right. I fled. um, Lucky Dog got into some intense arm wrestling all across the up and down the marketplace with the leader of the Seven Fingers.
Yes.
Um,
And with the leader, Sedate Rao.
That's right, Sedate Rao. Meanwhile, in the tea shop next door, or perhaps not quite next door, Wailing Pain Lay, my former lover, told a allegorical story, basically revealing that we were lovers to her. She told the story to her sister, and Magistrate Lin overheard it. Magistrate Lin being Wailing Pain Lay's current fiance. Oh, and I'm involved with Wailing Pain Lay's sister now.
Yes, Sue.
That was an important part that I forgot to mention.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I remember.
And what details has Ming not mentioned that are important to your particular story, Wailing Pain Lay?
Well, at the very end, I walked out and saw Ming there as well. But it was sort of like in between too, right? Like Lei was there, Lin was there, Ming was there. It was all very like, cliffhanger-y.
Camera cutting between.
Yeah.
At the start of the episode, do in the sort of the previously on, do we see that shot of you talking to the Auntie Silver, who is telling you your mission, right?
Yeah, she said that I needed to mess somebody up, but I didn't get to know who it was yet. But when she drops a bomb, I get to throw, knives at the people that get it. And yeah, I'm keeping that secret from my husband to be, and that's one of my entanglements. I have hidden my true identity from Lin because of my past with Ming. And yeah, I have fled from Ming previously because of our heartache, which Ming, capriciously has said that I am evil. I mean, what is evil in this world? It's all morally gray.
No, not morally gray at all, but fair enough.
I mean, to a monk, I could see how that was. But
now, do you think that you're aware of how much Magistrate Lin heard?
No, I don't think so. But I knew that something was wrong because Lin did not drink his tea and like made a show of leaving as one does in these shows.
and Magistrate Lin, your father gave you a mission. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, there is supposed to be, from what I recall, there is a meeting between a couple of perhaps warring factions, or I mean factions that have had friction previously, and in this town, and it's supposed to be hosted by us. And my father told me that I'm supposed to be in charge of it, and so that's a lot of responsibilities. There's lots to do,
especially because now you've seen that the Seven Fingers were here. Mm-hmm. They have Sedate Rao, outside bandits. They've left. They were kind of driven off by this. But now you know that there are outside interlopers that have arrived. Maybe they are here to take advantage of the situation. There are supposed to be priceless objects transferred, a gift given exchange between the two houses.
Yes, it was a lotus flower, if I remember correctly.
Yes, one of the petals from the first lotus from your particular household, which is the Petal Palm Guardians, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the other, I think, group that, if I'm recalling, I believe it is the Purity Sword Sect that are coming to meet. Is that right?
I seem to have misplaced the piece of paper that I wrote all the important info on. But let's say it is.
Room. Yeah, let's say it is the writer's room. So we go with that essentially they are coming to meet and put aside. They are gifting something to the larger sort of heads of your family, and they are exchanging back. But what are you feeling right now, Magistrate?
I'm feeling very. Oh, also sorry. We're the Petal Palm Guardians.
Petal Palm Guardians.
Yeah, there's no purity in there. I'm feeling just very overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. I think at this moment, after all of this hubbub has died down at the tea shop, I want to check in on Ming to make sure that he's all right because he's my friend, I think.
Yeah. So Ming, you are there. Lynn is there. Those mooks that you moved away from to get to a more advantageous position have departed. How do you greet your old friend who is now engaged to your ex?
I kind of like start bowing because you are a magistrate after all, and then like stop and then hello, it's good to see you. And he's looking like around you towards Wailing Pain Lay and Sue, and I think I was still on the ground last session, so I'm just getting up and dusting myself off. Thank you for coming to our rescue, Magistrate.
Yeah, I think I'm also like when you're about to bow to me, I definitely stop you because I'm not gonna have a monk bow to me. That's not okay. Also, and then I think I help you like dust yourself off as well. And I'm like, old friend, what's brought you back to town, and what seems to be all this trouble that you've gotten into?
I must inform you, I tried to talk first. It didn't work, but Lucky Dog Xiao and I were just, walking through town and spotted some miscreants, according to him. I've never met them before, but we had hoped to move them along out of town, considering the meeting between the clans that's coming up. I wanted to help out. I'm afraid it got out of hand, and I might need to pay for that tavern's window.
I suspect you may. Let's go somewhere else, less crowded, to talk about some of this.
Sounds good.
And Lucky Dog bows. I will take care of the matters with the house.
Thank you.
Bows and departs. But as you're kind of going to maybe take Ming and head off, and you're standing there wailing pain, and your sister goes running past you. And she goes, I'm sorry, what do you do?
I don't do that, maybe.
You're not going to trip your sister?
Yeah, I won't.
Okay. She runs up to the love of your life, and sort of out of the corner of your eye, Ming, Sue comes running over and grabs a hold of your arm, kind of trips a little bit. Oh, sorry. Magistrate?
My love, it is so good to see you.
It is good to see you. Magistrate Lin.
Is this not a good time, Ming? I'm
Well,
like staring at her and staring at you, a monk, and her.
I'm a bad monk. Yes, Magistrate Lin, you know my love, Mournful Sue. We are.
I'm sorry. What? And I like open my fan out of habit, just like. What?
We are in love.
So you're forsaking your vows?
Sue looks
Really?
at you.
I will not let vows stand in the way of what I feel. And if the temple can't accept that, well, perhaps I've left the temple.
I don't understand. Ming, what has come over you? This isn't when we met on the road and shared our hearts with each other and became the best of brothers. This isn't what you said. What happened?
A lot has happened. And he glances over at Wailing Painlay and says, perhaps we should speak in private.
No,
Yes,
I will leave you, Magistrate. I look forward to being your sister-in-law soon.
Right. Of course. I'm like walking away. Like what's?
And Sue will detach herself, allow the you to go. Wailing Pain, you've not yet intruded into this conversation. Do you want to, or do you have other places you need to be?
I think I wait for Magistrate Lin to detach and try to get his attention and to find out how much Lin has learned of this conversation in a coy way.
It looks like Lin and Ming are going to head off to speak privately.
Oh, I thought Lin was detaching by himself.
What do you think?
No, I'm walking. I need to speak to Ming, and I feel like I need to speak some sense into him. But
oh, okay. Then, out of anger, maybe I kill that gang leader.
You're going to go chase him down?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll cut to then. We'll say Lin and Ming are heading out of town. When we see this mooks and this gang leader walking, kind of heading out to, maybe leave town, like they're a little bit nervous. Where do you pop up? What's that scene then, Wailing Pain?
I want it to be like me following, what was his name again?
Sedate Rao.
Yeah, I want to follow him and basically like hurt him, but it'll be like that scene where I am basically accusing him of ruining everything when he's like doesn't know who I am. He'd be like, "Why are you?" While I'm wailing on him.
Are you coming in disguised or as you are? What do we see?
I was picturing him just being like in this same street, leaving now or something, and me doing a little stealth assassination thing and like kicking him into a bathhouse and beating the shit out of him or something.
Okay. Well, I mean, he is your scale. So the possible consequences, of course, that are, probably possible costs are that the mooks are there, but essentially you are ambushing him when he thinks he's kind of in a position of strength now, kind of showing off. So you are the same scale. He is a named bad guy. So what is your style element?
Style element is metal.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and roll with metal?
Oh, I have it clicked though. I have a check mark in it.
Oh, well, then you have to get that cleared before you can fight anybody.
Oh no. This
Yeah,
is such a distressing day.
it is. So you like go, you want to pursue him, but you know that your chi is imbalanced, your heart is not steady. Tell me, then this is an interesting scene. Where do you go? Who do you talk to get your thoughts in order?
Is there question? Is there a form of confessional where the priest cannot speak of the things that they hear in this era land?
There isn't that kind of bond of confession in that particular way. Um, but certainly you could go and talk obliquely
Oh yeah.
with someone.
Yeah, I'll do that, which is how Lynn found out in the first place. But this it'll go better this
Okay.
time, I'm sure.
So you can certainly go again. The grounds of the household of Lynn's household. They are getting set for the arrival. There are more people that have come. You can go and speak with one of the spiritual advisors who are on the grounds, and you talk with them. What what does the what do we learn about you through this oblique conversation?
Um, we learned that I only realized that I cared so deeply for Lynn in the moment when I came out of the tea house and saw Lynn with Ming. And before that, I sort of was just like, whatever about this marriage. It was kind of just like an arranged thing or an advantageous thing, right? But when I realized that Lynn may have been hurt, that was a surprise to me because I do the hurting.
That's right. Like the hurting you're probably going to cause to Lynn's household.
Right. That's true.
And probably to reinforce that, you will see walking across the grounds that woman from the Purity Sword Sect, and she's accompanied by your mentor from the Crimson Blossoming Academy, Auntie Silver, and
Yeah.
and your eyes will meet.
Yeah, and when we meet, I think that out of my mouth, I'm asking the spiritual advisor, but above all else, a woman such as myself must do her duty. Yes, and they think I'm thinking of marrying Lynn, but I'm actually speaking of my duty to fulfill my need or like my contract or whatever to my mentor. Supposed to come above all this.
We all owe an obligation to our family and to our elders. Yes, you must perform that duty.
And in my head, I'm like, well, really, it's on them, right? Because they just convinced me to do this. I think
convenient morality. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, like I think that she has been running from the facts of life forever, right? Like
Sure.
It was Ming's fault. I'm not evil. People don't know what it's like to be me. Yada yada. Got to be a killer.
Yeah. So you can clear the checkbox by metal.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you a question now.
Okay.
Who or what is it that you see on the grounds of the estate that is out of place?
Out of place. Oh, just to weave some tangled webs. Maybe it's my sister.
Okay. Yeah. Why is she here?
Yeah.
She was heading off to go do something else, but here she is. She clearly didn't think that you were coming back here, but she has come back here. And you will see her kind of moving. She's got a cloak up, and she is clearly trying to conceal as she moves between the buildings. She's seems like she's trying to be subtle, but you know her.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll come back to that. Lynn, when we cut back to you and Ming, where do we find you? Where have you gone to talk?
So I think we are also we were gonna go to the tea house, and then as we're walking, we kind of look up and see like what happened to the other tea house, and then we're like maybe, and I invite him basically to the office area of my quarters, which is in our family compound.
Okay.
Yes.
You will see several of the simple, essentially city guard servants who will bow when you come in, magistrate. They are all kind of dopey looking, as befits the mook here.
Yeah, I nod at them sagely.
You've probably got one person who kind of knows what they're doing, and the others all kind of wander around and hold their swords out threateningly at things.
Or maybe they're like eating like a bun or something and then trying to hide the fact that they're eating it. Yeah. Stuffing
it back into their shirt there. Okay. Jelly starting to stain like a blood stain there. So you two can be drinking, and a household servant would come and bring you. Do you want wine? Do you want tea? Want something else?
I think we're drinking tea.
Okay.
I would rather not have Ming break another one of his vows.
So you and Ming can speak then?
Yes, we're going to speak. So, Ming, you are not going to be a monk anymore. Is that right? Or am I mistaken?
I don't know. I've lived my whole life in that temple, and I just want to see the world. And I don't want to suppress what's inside me. I know that makes me a pretty bad monk.
Well, all of that aside, but you do know that if you were to marry a woman, you would have to take care of her, right? So that means you're not exploring the world. That's your responsibility.
Oh, I hadn't considered that.
You've been stringing along this woman as a monk. At this point, I'm like, putting down my tea, re-pouring the whole thing, just out of agitation.
Oh dear. You're right. What am I going to do? This is stupid. Oh my god.
So,
did you promise her that you will marry her?
No. But maybe. We have talked about it. He just looks down in his tea quietly.
I see a couple of moves that could trigger right now.
Oh,
from this. Let me just point at a couple of things, and this is on your decision on this. I could certainly see our monk trying to deal with the inner conflict from this. Suddenly, this revelation being put in front of them, or if Magistrate Lin is trying to maybe change the monk's direction, I can see hearts and minds.
Yeah.
Anyone feel strongly about either of those or both?
Matt, what do you think?
I don't know. Looking at them now.
Let's do inner conflict.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
rolls out from that, and then that probably gives us room for hearts and minds.
Yeah, I think in a way, Magistrate Lin is still trying to understand what is happening.
Processing it.
Yeah.
So when you come face to face with emotional turmoil and pressure from an entanglement, you roll anything but your style element. So what do you want to roll, Matt? What is Ming rolling with? Your style is fire.
Yeah. Probably earth or metal, just trying to keep it together and think through things. Stay in control instead of freaking out.
Should we say earth because you have a +1 in it?
Sounds good.
Then let's have you roll.
All right. I don't know which ones I just rolled.
Oh.
I thought I had selected.
Well, which color do you want to roll with? And we'll have you roll that.
Oh, okay. I'm going to use the dark blue ones.
Okay.
Reroll selected. Did they?
That's an 8, it looks like, total then with the +1. So you have a choice. You can mark earth to kind of keep yourself there, or you can retreat and try to get yourself out of this situation and kind of flee away from Magistrate Lin.
I am
your friend.
I'm not going to flee. I am going to mark earth.
Okay. So you see Ming struggling, Lin, but holds himself together even as they're clearly realizing this. What is your reaction? Lin, are you going to try and change minds here?
Yeah, I think I would like to. I'm going to roll hearts and minds. And my goal is I want to talk him into rethinking this whole business with Sue before he ruins her forever and her reputation, and also throw away his life and his vows and his dedication to the Buddhist walk.
Perfect. What are you rolling with for this hearts and minds when you pressure your friend Ming?
Good question. Let's see. I think water, because it's like wisdom, right? I think it's wisdom. Okay, so
that's 0. Roll with wisdom.
Yeah. Is it okay if I just roll, because I can't get the link?
Oh, absolutely. You should. If you want to roll physical dice, you should go ahead.
Or I'm just gonna roll in the chat.
Okay.
The Hangouts chat.
Oh yeah, that's fine too.
Okay. Ooh, that is 10. Sick.
So that's a 6?
No, that is a 10.
It's a 10!
Which is sick.
Okay. All right. So, Magistrate Lin, your PC, asks you to do this. Are you going to do that then, Ming?
Oh man, make both sisters so mad at me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it.
Good. Yeah. Then the good news is you get to mark XP. You accept Lin's words, and when you do that, you get to mark XP.
Magistrates think they're so smart.
Yeah, I think this is.
Oh, go on.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I think this is actually very comforting to Magistrate Lin that you're agreeing to this, because this means that his world isn't like all of his worldview isn't like being shattered.
Right. Plus, you would have had to deal with the fact that a monk is running off with your sister-in-law to be.
Yep. That would bring a lot of shame to my family. Yes.
Yes. I'm going to cut away on that note to Wailing Pain. Now, do you go to talk to your auntie? Do you track down your sister? Or do you go to try to find out what is going on with Magistrate Lin and Ming? or something
Yeah.
else.
I trail my sister. I've never known her to be secretive. There must be something going on.
Okay.
And as a player, I'm pretty sure she's a little mini assassin too. Like my mentor trained her beside me, like behind my back or something like that. That's what I think is happening. So I want to know.
Let's have you roll study.
Okay. Sounds good. Study.
What is it you want to roll with?
I think that's a good question. Let's see. Characters.
Water is awareness and wisdom. Metals control. Focus earth.
Yeah, I'll roll with water. And I think it is like an awareness thing. I'm like flitting about on the rooftops ninja style as she's, Red Riding Hooding it up.
Okay.
And who's rolled the dice already? I'll use the red dice. Is that cool?
Sure.
Oh, that's pretty good. 9 is 11.
So you get 2 hold from the study move.
Excellent. Study.
And I don't know. You don't have to give anything that adds to that, do you? I was checking to see if you had any moves that affect that. No.
Oh, okay.
So you get 2 hold. You can ask questions, or you can also reveal details like that change things up.
Declare something which changes or adds to the established. So I could actually say that she is an assassin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, she's an assassin for sure. Like,
what is it? What is it? Okay, so one of your holds. What is it that shows you that she is like you, an assassin?
I think she goes up to a like cherry blossom, and at first it seems like she is just waiting, but as she picks a certain branch and lets some petals goes off it, I know that she is signaling my mentor, and moments later she comes like out from the tree trunk as if she was there the whole time.
Excellent. Excellent.
Like not out of the tree trunk. Like,
oh, I know what you mean. She doesn't Naruto turn from a piece of wood in there. Okay.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, she didn't substitute her body for the tree trunk.
So that's one hold, and you see them engaged in deep conversation there.
Mm-hmm. And so it makes me think that perhaps my falling out with Ming was her doing. Like perhaps she has brainwashed Ming, or like subtly influenced him in some way, and perhaps it was like my mentor's way of controlling me, right? Like if I fell in love with Ming, I wouldn't be an assassin anymore. So she was like, gotta get rid of that.
That runs through your head.
Yes.
What do you want to spend the other hold on? Do you have a question or another thing you want to establish?
Yes, I think I will turn away from my master. And my question is, when is my master vulnerable so that I might kill her? Like Agab's face is like, what?
Well, you really need to do this in such a way that your master is exposed as a villain. So you really need to lure her out, thinking that she's meeting with you in, someplace, clandestine, so that when you do kill her, her death will seem odd and people will go, why was she there? Why did she have these tools on her? So you need to lure her in that way.
Right.
Does that seem fair? Like a fair answer?
Yes.
Okay. And your sister and her speak in hushed tones and then head off in different directions.
And then I spend my third question to learn a person's scale.
Yes, if you had a third hold, I would let you do that.
That's fair.
So I'm going to come back to Ming. And then I'm going to check in with Metro. Ming, wow. Your friend has changed. The very river that you flow has shifted. Two rivers had met in your life, and now You have to figure out how to break those apart. So Ming, where do we see you next?
Probably trying to find Sue.
Where do you find Sue?
Oh, what's a good place?
Is she? You know that she stays off from the estate. Is there some? Does she have a family that she stays with, or someone where she performs? What do you think?
Oh, I like the idea of she was performing.
Okay.
And yeah. And
Wait, sorry. What does she do? What does she do?
She is a musician like Wailing Pain. Not as good.
Well, yeah, not as good. And Wailing Pain didn't think she was also an assassin, but now she apparently is. Oh man, I have the worst luck with ladies.
So I assume that she let's say she plays. I can't remember the name of it, but the sort of the stand up, couple of string, almost sort of violin that she plays on. Thank you. And you will find her. She is performing at one of the households, and again, she's not as good as Wailing Pain. Not quite the same gift, the inspiration. That you worry was a darker tone behind those mournful melodies that she played. But she will she will finish up when you arrive. And Ming, did you have a good conversation with your sworn brother?
I had yes, Sue, we must speak.
Yes, we must. I need to ask you something.
Of course. Go ahead.
My sister said something to me today.
You shouldn't trust your sister.
I know, but I don't understand. She seemed to say that. She seemed to suggest that. No, it's too much.
Did she tell you about us?
Her lip trembles, and you'll see the tiny little bit of tears start to well up in her eyes.
Maybe a string comes undone on the
Urhu. Tear rolls down Ming's cheek as well. Hi. It's true. I once loved your sister.
Did you know that she was my sister when you made such promises to me?
I did. I'm so sorry.
But you do love me. This wasn't simply something to get back at her.
No.
Then you do love me.
I do, but we cannot be together.
What?
Magistrate Lin helped me realize that I'm throwing my life away and yours too. I've lived in a temple for 20 years. I have nothing. And if I left them, I would be nothing, and I could offer you nothing.
That I don't need anything. I've already given up so much to be with you. You don't know what I've given up.
What have you given up?
There is so much. You must not. You must tell me that you are true.
Study her.
I actually do have a move that lets me ask a question from study without rolling.
Isn't that awesome? There you go.
Um,
what do you want to know?
I want to know what she's kind of hinting at here. What she's given up. What things are, I don't know, lurking
She has
behind her.
agreed to do dark deeds such that you would not be punished for your affair with her sister.
Oh.
In the film, we see the flashback to Auntie Silver preparing to go out and have Ming killed. And that's the point at which Sue drops down to her knees. No, please. I love him. I will do whatever you want. I will be your weapon. But let him live. And then we cut back to you.
I back away slowly as I see just a dark glint in her eye that reminds me so much of her sister.
Ooh, I think I hate to do this to you, but I don't hate to do this to you. But I think we've got to roll inner conflict again.
I think so. All right, I'm gonna re-roll them blues. Oh, I didn't actually remember to pick a stat.
Then pick a stat and re-roll.
Okay, I'm fine.
No, you should re-roll it. If you haven't picked your stat, you should. The default rule for this is re-roll after you've picked a stat.
I kind of like the idea of completely failing though, and it actually wouldn't have made a difference.
None of your stats would help you.
Yeah, I would have picked metal probably. The idea of trying to keep control.
Then I think you have to mark metal.
Okay.
And I think that she says she kind of looks up with that coldness that you kind of almost see her heart freeze over as she can see the rejection in your eyes. And I think she says, if I cannot have you, then she cannot have you. And she's gone.
Ming goes over to the Urhu and
which falls to the ground.
And he weeps.
All right, let's cut from that.
I'm so dead. Also, these are, man, Fraser, Wailing Pain and Sue are some like bad news babes.
Yes.
Jeez.
A too tragic story. Magistrate Lin, your father will call to check on you, and he will say, how are things going? Are they going well?
Yes, they are, Father. I now have the pedal, the gift in my possession.
Excellent. We should have members from the Purity Sword arriving later today. I also wished them to be entertained. So if you could arrange for Wailing Pain to perform for them this evening, it would be a great chance to show off your illustrious fiancé.
Of course, Father. I
I
will look for her right away.
I'd heard some, if I may, before you leave, I'd heard some disquieting rumors that you were in the company of that disreputable monk.
Yes. Yes. He is my friend.
You should stay away from that one. He may be a monk, but there are rumors that fly around and about him. He's not worthy of your attentions, not worthy of your friendship.
Father, Confucius said that when a man is born, his heart is good, and even if he strayed from the righteous path, he could still be guided back. I don't think anyone is necessarily unworthy of friendship if they can be shown what is the right thing to do.
But is your friendship worth the cost that it has to my heart and our family?
I'm sorry, Father, I have overstepped.
You are a good son. I have no doubt that you will do the right thing.
Excuse me. And I go looking for my fiance.
And let me ask you this, Wailing Pain, where does Magistrate Lin find you?
I think I'm also practicing the Erhu. Like when that discussion was taking place between my sister and Ming, there was interspersing spots of me playing it while it like eventually fell.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And also, Ming, you ruined my plan. My plan was to like hit up my sister and be like, "Yo, let's just take out my master. You can run away with Ming. All good." But now Ming is all just like, "Snap, I'm gone." So we'll see what happens. Curveball, curveball. Yeah, I think I'm
and
just
your playing is
practicing.
beautiful, right?
Yeah, I think maybe in a small like gondola-ish. No, not gondola. What is that thing called? Like a small building close to a lake or river type thing.
Like a
Like a gazebo?
gazebo?
A gazebo. Yes, it is a G word.
Yeah. And one of the most RPG words possible. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Gazeboing it up. That's where I am.
How do you feel? This is the first time you're actually going to have a conversation, Magistrate Lin, with Wailing Pain. You see her performing, and despite all your confused feelings, she plays beautifully.
Yeah, I think there's like there are like so I'm imagining the gazebo like in the middle of like this pond of sorts, and then there are like stone steps that like lead to it, and I'm
Yeah.
like standing on the on the shore, I guess. So I like stand there again, my hands behind my back, the way that I always stand, and I just listen for a bit, and then I see the way that the wind is like ruffling her hair as the Erhu is like floating in the
Yeah.
air, and I'm just like collecting myself.
Is it possible that with my music I'm doing hearts and minds?
What is it that you want to? You
Yeah.
hearts and minds, or if you're trying to impress.
Oh, impress. What does impress do?
When you act to impress others or succeed at a competition, describe your performance and role. Create bonds, clear chi, gain favors.
I'm aiming towards revealing. I want to like see if I can read Lynn as they walk towards me.
So you are aware, and you're turning the music in that direction.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. Let's have you roll. And what you're trying to get is you're trying to get her to answer a question for you, right? Because this is a PC to PC thing. Okay.
Yeah, this will be
So
my way of trying to learn how much Lynn knows. Hopefully.
What do you want to roll with?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Control, creative. I think fire, creativity.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. +0. And I'll roll my red fire dice and get a 9.
A 9. So, Magistrate Lynn, do you reveal something in your manner, or do you hold yourself back? If you reveal something with your manner, you will get to mark experience.
Sure. Okay. Actually, so I'm not standing with both of my hands behind my back. It's the way they, like, one hand behind their back and one hand like in front, kind of holding their sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And I I hold myself very rigidly, like I always do. But you can kind of see that like my hand is like playing nervously on uh on my sleeve. Like my fingers are just like doing that. It's like a subconscious thing. And it shows that like I'm confused. Like I haven't decided, or I don't know if I should decide one way or another about even what I heard and how I should feel about it. And I felt the urge to come and see you, perhaps.
Does that seem like a fair answer to you?
Yep.
Okay. So how is the silence broken? The how is that the conversation between the two of you begin?
Maybe
Whenever the
song
music
just
ends.
finished. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then I stride my way over the stepping stones to the gazebo.
Do you do the light step thing?
No,
But it's
not
cool.
necessary.
We have to get that in here.
Yes, you've been ninjaing it up, so you're all good.
That's true. I guess there's been some Lightfoot.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's say the stones are very slippery because they're wet, but I don't slip because Lightfoot.
Yeah. I like it.
And then, so yeah, I get there and it's Ms. Clay.
Husband to be. But it's more like a question.
Oh,
I like turn around to like look at the water. As you know, we are having a grand uh, ceremony of friendship this evening, and I would be honored if you could play at that time.
Magistrate Lin, there is very little that you could ask of me, and I would refuse.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope that today was not too troubling for you. The past is, after all, just a story we tell ourselves. And I may have misspoken earlier today.
At this point, I'm like noticeably less tense, and it's kind of like, like this is what you wanted to talk about, Miss Lay. As you know, this marriage between us, it was decided by our families. I am honored to be marrying you. You're such an amazing woman. You're talented. You're intelligent, and I couldn't have asked for a better partner. I understand that each of us have our secrets that we wish not to be revealed, parts of our hearts that we can't show others. And I won't let that, whichever it is, whatever you hold in your heart, get in the way um, of this union.
One way or the other, tonight will bring truth. You will see me for what I am sure of it.
If that is what you desire, then of course.
What is it that you
is what I'll do.
desire?
I only wish for things to go well between us and for everything.
I will do my
Now,
best.
I'm sure you have preparations to do for the performance. I'll leave you be for now.
Okay.
I'm going to cut from that. Ming, this is troubling. Sue has vanished. Threats left in the air. You weep over this instrument for a bit. Then where do you head? Do you head to the estate?
Yeah, I think I definitely would head back to the estate.
So I've got one question for you here before we go to our 5-minute break. Then.
Sure.
What is it? What is the sign? What is the symbol? What is the giveaway as you're heading through the streets and you're passing by a set of young women who are selling flowers, who are kind of doing that? What is the giveaway that they are here to kill you?
The flower sellers?
The young girl flower sellers.
I oh geez. I noticed that the like they might wear sticks in their hair or something tied up. That they're actually long, sharp needles. And I see one of them reach up to adjust her hair and come back with one of the needles kind of surreptitiously hiding it behind her arm.
See, another one has their ponytail kind of weighted. They're kind of hanging onto that, starting to spin that. And probably we get the shot of like a rose being thrown at you. Kind of catch that. And we cut to our 5-minute break at that point, and we'll come back at that.
Okay. I'm going to die. Hello.
Hello, sir.
I'm totally gonna die.
These are mooks. This is a battle against mooks. So we'll see what comes of that.
Fair enough. Thanks for the not so great but enjoyable recommendations on Netflix earlier.
Oh,
I am. If you were going to recommend a show that was good, and
that was good and you could get.
Do you want to watch some wuxia stuff as well?
I do, yeah.
Yes.
I would say if you can get a hold of it, Drama Fever, which is the sort of Korean, Chinese, Japanese drama channel, has Princess Agents. It's very recent. It's got some bad CG in it.
Okay.
But it's got lots of cool stuff going on in it.
Try to push through the first episode.
Yeah. There are CGI wolves in that first episode that may make you go, "Oh, I've made a terrible choice." If you can push past that, I think it gets much better.
It gets like really hype.
Yeah,
like really hype.
That for not great cinematography, doesn't look great, but excellent story. I love Laughing in the Wind. It's from the mid 2000s, so the cinematography is really bad on it, but the story is great.
Okay.
It's from the novel Handsome Smiling Wanderer or Handsome Proud Wanderer.
Wait, which one? Like, from when was that version?
It's like early 2000s, I think that one is.
Oh, okay. I think there was one like a little bit later, and there was one from last year.
Yeah, there are like 4 or 5 different adaptations of that. But it's a great story, for one thing, about different factions and tensions between them. There's some weird, all of this stuff from the 60s and 70s. There's a little bit of gay panic at times, and this book has a little bit of weird stuff with trans things.
Oh, right.
But the story, I think, overall is really interesting. I love Fox Volant of Snowy Mountain. That's another mid 2000s adaptation that has really pretty characters.
That one really, when you said that, that really puzzled me because I remember reading that and it was like a novella.
Yeah,
but
and it goes by like a bunch of different names. The one though I got it under was Fox Volant.
Oh.
So yeah, I recommend any of those.
Okay.
And if you actually want to look for really good recommendations in a place, there is Zhanghu Hustle, the podcast. If you're listening to that, anything, watch a movie that they do, and listen to their episodes on it. They're really good. They're just as white as me, but I think they've got some really interesting analysis, especially of the different worlds that are going on in those stories.
Yeah, it's not bad. I listened to some of it, and they're clearly very invested and have done a lot of research.
Yeah.
Chinese approved.
So, these young women, these agents of the blossoming Crimson Academy here, are here to make sure that you no longer interfere with their agents, Ming, and they are here at Auntie Silver's orders to kill you. And so I think we're going to go to a fight mooks here, right?
1 second.
Or do you simply want to get out of here?
Could I try to use my move Bladeheart to try to change the loyalty or purpose of these agents? Or are they not a worthy agent? Are they just mooks?
They are just mooks. So if there were a singular person here, like Sue, that would be a worthy agent.
Yeah, I should have done that when I had the chance.
So what is your style element?
My style element is fire.
Okay. Then you need to roll fight mooks with fire.
Okay. Na 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 na. Hit reroll, but it made the same numbers, so I'm sad about that.
Do you think it actually re-rolled or it didn't?
Let me make sure. It did re-roll. Wow, yeah. I just keep failing.
Okay. So that gives you a 6.
Yeah.
All right. So you have a choice. You can retreat and you get to mark XP, or you can win at a cost. How necessary is it for you to get there? I mean, you could just fall back and let everything fall out in the household without your interference.
I prefer not to do that. I will win at a cost.
What do you think is a good cost here? What is it that you? Oh, how about this for a cost?
Yeah.
How about that? As you are sort of fighting them off, beating them up, and perhaps losing some of your monkish temperament. That's the point at which we see your master and some of the other acolytes come down into that alleyway and see you dishonoring the temple. Well, and dishonoring the temple.
Yeah.
Here,
yeah.
You're not just. I mean, you're not holding them back in a monkish way. You are being more aggressive because your heart is inflamed with passion. What's your reaction when you see that?
Oh,
Ming,
master.
What is this? Why are you dressed as it is? Why are you unkempt and fighting in this brutal way?
I was waylaid by assassins, defending myself. And he looks down at this blotch of blood on his staff from smacking one of the assassins around, and just kind of drops the staff and steps back. I'm sorry. And he falls down on all fours and kind of bows, grovels. He's not having a very good day.
Says you must cleanse yourself, cultivate positive energies. Cannot give into these passions as you have.
Yes, master. I have.
Now, come with us. We must attend on a ceremony at the House of Lin.
Yes, of course. And
the other monks look at you in that way of you've been a prized, skilled pupil, right? You're good. And they look at you with that kind of half smirk that the favored of the master has demonstrated that he is perhaps not as worthy as he thought he was.
Ming is just feeling cowed and defeated on all fronts. He picks up his staff and, with his head hung low, follows behind everybody else, shuffling along.
Ming needs a good montage to get out of this.
So let's cut back to the household estate. It seems to me that things are getting in order, that the rest of the people from Purity Sword Sect have arrived, that the other senior people from the Petal Palm Guardians are here. There's much discussion, a presentation, gathering, and your father, of course, is looking on, very pleased. Hasn't seen the monk around, and seems like things are going well for him. And what is it that is most important to you? What is the most important thing that you want to have happen here, Magistrate Lin?
The most important thing for Magistrate Lin is that everything, or is that no fights break out.
Okay. So you are moving around to keep tensions. Tell me what happened between your clan and the Purity Sword sect. What occurred? What is the old grievance that is getting papered over here?
I think the Petal Palm Guardians probably took a the Petal Palm style. What is that? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Let me double check. Six petal palms. Yes. So there's like a book that has like that style, like documents it, and so nobody knows at this point. I mean, the Petal Palm Guardians say that it was through like a legitimate duel, and then the Purity Sword sect say that they were tricked. But whatever it is, the Six Petal Palms way used to belong to the Purity Sword sect. But it's also like, come on, they use swords. They don't need this.
Excellent. And of course, there'll be many stories about why that is. But now, in these more chaotic times, it is necessary for brother clans to bring themselves together to fight against the unrighteous, the unorthodox. Mm-hmm. When the emperor is weak, it is up to these families to keep stability out in the countryside.
Not that we would say that anything about the emperor, but yes.
No one would say that aloud. So you are going around and you are calming tempers. There are young hotheads of both families that you can calm down, lay a hand on a shoulder. Your authority is well recognized. You're well recognized as wise and filial, and you would do nothing to certainly break that image.
Yes. I also, I remember now, I think it was just such a full day.
Yeah.
I remember that the lady that I lost my notes.
Auntie Silver, yeah.
Oh, she was okay, yeah. So yeah, she told me that someone is going to do something, and that petal could be in danger.
Yeah.
I want to.
Auntie Silver is the handmaiden to that woman who told you. And I mentioned Auntie Silver because you were like, she seems odd.
Yeah.
So you were going to say, I apologize, I interrupted you there.
Yeah, I feel like this is like almost too late, but it's fine. I'm going to go to I think an associate of my father's that he's very well connected, and he's kind of one of those people that like always has a jug of alcohol with him, and is kind of like that cool guy that everyone secretly wishes that they could be, even if we like frown on him like in front of people.
Okay.
Anyways, and he like knows a lot of things, and he wanders around and he's not bound by anything. And I go up to him. Maybe his name is
I have a name if you do you have one?
Husan.
Who?
Husan. Husan. And I go up to him and I say,
"Oh, magistrate, there's a great party. Everyone is very happy. I understand that your bride is going to play for us tonight. Maybe a happy tune this time. Just maybe?"
Yeah. Well, she plays an Urhus, but
You could
Well,
make
we'll
that
see.
happy.
Yes. I'm like bringing him to a corner so we can like with my arm around him and then just
Ooh, conspiratorial. Yes.
yes, Husan, I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Have you heard anything about anyone stealing the pedal that is supposed to be the center part of this gift exchange tonight?
Hmm.
And I want to use my official move.
Ooh, interesting.
Which says I can always reach someone who will give me basic information or help me in some minor way so long as it doesn't cost them anything or put them in danger. If I want more hard to find information or a dangerous favor, I will have to agree to a cost my connection stipulates.
He says, I would not speak against certain peoples, but there are rumors about the academy. Perhaps you could ask your bride. Some say that they are more than they appear to be.
But they are just musicians.
What better cover than a musician?
Thank you. Thank you, Husan. And I shove him some silver so he can buy more
Oh,
alcohol.
no. Goes in his sleeve.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I go look for my fiance, I guess.
So, yeah, we'll cut back. Maybe we'll rewind a little bit. Let's get a sense of what your fiance Wailing Pain is up to.
I'm
Party.
I'm trying to orchestrate my teacher revealing herself so that she'll be needing to flee or, disreputed or killed or something like that, right?
So tell me how you want to set this up.
Yeah. Well, she still has to tell me who it is that I need to kill.
So
right?
let's do that scene.
Okay. I was gonna say though, maybe I make that the trap, right?
Okay. Her telling you, or
Yeah.
how would you do that?
That's a good question.
Are you still chewing on it when she comes to tell you?
Yeah, maybe I am. Yeah.
You're like, all right, now I've got to. Oh, Auntie Silver.
Yeah. And I say,
She has
I
her
look
fan.
around. I look around and make sure nobody is there, and then I call her mentor instead of Auntie Silver.
She says, tonight, a simple job for you, one that I'm sure will be a great relief to you and your heart.
Why is that?
I know that you have not wished this marriage, and that you wish to return to the embrace of that monk Ming. So you will kill Magistrate Lin, and you will take the pedal for us.
For us.
For the Academy. For the Academy's future.
Another style added to our repertoire.
You shall be my greatest student. You will be the first to learn the secrets that we obtained this evening.
Ooh, that's really good. I think she can see the desire in my eyes, right? Like this
Yes.
is the Galadriel, I cannot deny my heart has greatly desired this scene, right, of the movie.
Oh, yes.
So I think I just incline my head and nod, and if she sees any confliction, I guess she maybe just bets that my hunger for learning and having more power wins out.
So you don't even turn to trying to pressure her to do something or trying to read her. Suddenly,
oh, to read her. Okay, yeah, reading her might be good.
Do you want to try and study her even in this moment of
Yeah, I think
elation?
I want to know if she is subtly manipulating me or not. If this
Okay.
is just like, dust in the wind.
That seems fair. What do you want to roll study with?
I want to roll it with Earth, stability, focus, presence. To see through my master, I will have
Roll.
to be that way. Let's see what happens. 7.
7. So you have one question or one detail you can declare.
Yeah, I want to ask the question, which is all of this like, am I just being manipulated? Like, what is the true motivations of my master?
She is going to have you killed after you do this because you defied her about Ming. And she's going to have your sister kill you. And then she's going to kill your sister. And all of that will be cleaned up because you defied her.
And she has no reason not to think that Ming will be dead as well, right? So it's kind of a clean up day for her.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right. So with that in mind, so I think we need to do Lynn meeting with you after Auntie Silver has departed. We'll do that scene, and then we'll bring Ming in. Magistrate Lynn, you find your bride alone and maybe looking troubled, would you say?
Yeah, but before I come, I grab a huge jug of rice wine or whatever it is that we're serving, and I just like chug it.
Not even pouring into the dish, going.
Yeah, because I'm not ready for this combo.
Okay. And that's the thing. This is probably the first time Magistrate Lynn has come near you, and you smells of alcohol.
Yeah, that's a disservice. Yeah. So
yeah, and you can see from my footsteps that it's a little bit uneven, even though I am trained and I'm very skilled in martial arts, but still you can tell it's just a little bit.
Right. And I think I say, what is it that brings you to me smelling of alcohol, husband?
It's like, wait, how many secrets are you keeping from me?
Right into it.
Snap, crackle, pop. I think I was already looking troubled, and now I like attempt to gather myself like a lady, but I can't do it, right? And I say, I suppose someone as shrewd as you would have found out sooner or later. But you should know that when I saw you overhearing what you did, it brought great sorrow to my heart. Ever since I was a young girl, I have been a part of the Blossoming Grace School. And not only Erhu do I play, and I like reveal like my sword, right? That's in the picture. Yeah. And then I like kind of put it on the floor and sit on my knees. And I say, would you still love me knowing the truth? Magistrate Lynn?
I walk forward haltingly and I reach up both of my arms and kind of like pull you up by the shoulders gently. And then I put my head on your shoulder.
And that's the moment that Ming arrives.
Just as like
Door comes open. Ming, here, that was a terrible thing, but you got onto the field, and now you've been told that your sworn brother, your good friend, Magistrate Lin, is here. You've rushed over, and you come in to see him locked in an embrace with Wailing Pain, who you know, you love her, but you also know that she is evil.
I immediately bring my staff up in attack position. Get the hell away from the magistrate.
Okay.
Also, I've got blood on my staff, probably
Yes.
blood on my robes.
Ming looks crazed and kind of disheveled.
Yeah.
A wild
Yeah,
hermit.
bro. My romantic moment with my wife. What's up?
Yeah.
I spin around and I immediately like put Ms. Lei behind me. Ming, what are you doing?
I can't. I've told you before, there's a darkness in that woman, and it's in her sister. And
What?
I was attacked on the way here, and Mournful Sue swore that there would be violence. I don't know, against me, against her. I don't trust any of them. You have to get away from Lei now.
She is my wife. To be.
I fear she is much more than a musician.
How do you know all this? And why have you never told me this before?
I didn't want to admit to anyone that Wailing Pain and I were romantically involved. Once. And out of character, I'm going to make something up, Fraser, and if that's okay. We were to meet by the river. I was there early. She came, and I don't think she saw me, but I saw her cleaning the blood off of her blade in the river.
I think at this point, like all of us look down at the sword that's on the ground.
What? Lei, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Only that my life was to either be a weapon, never free, or dead. What would you choose? I am trying to be worthy in this moment of my husband before you intruded. Perhaps I can make it up to Magistrate Lin and be free of this life. Auntie Silver is the one who truly orchestrates all of this. And I was going to end her tonight so that I could be with Magistrate Lin. That is the full truth.
Oh.
I walk up to you, and I kind of like am like looking to see if you're wounded. Are you wounded?
I probably have some cuts and bruises, but no, not severely.
Okay, so I like put a hand like around your shoulder, and I just like pull you in, and I'm like, Min, you are my sworn brother. You're closer to me than I've ever felt to anyone in my family. I can't lose you, but at the same time, she is my wife, and I can't lose either of you.
If we all work together, we might be able to take down Auntie Sue.
Dramatic
Silver.
music.
It's Silver, right? Not Sue?
Silver.
Silver, yeah. Auntie Silver. We might be able to take her down.
Oh no.
I think you'll hear that clapping. You'll see that other door come open. You will see Auntie Silver there. You had such a promising future. But you throw it away on these men.
Magistrate Lin is good. All you have ever taught me is how to be vile and evil. That is not how a woman should be, and not how I will be any longer.
She says, this is how a woman gains power. This is how a woman survives.
And
you
I do like
had the
what?
chance.
And I do that thing where I step on the scabbard and like pull it free, and it does a like wailing sound from the sheath as it comes out. Because I have pain in my urhu and pain in my sword. Come get it, Andy.
And I think you will see that she has the handmaidens that were brought with her. You will see them arranged. They come in, and you will also see Sue will step out as well from beside Auntie Silver. And there's that kind of stalemate moment there. That holding pattern. Who makes the first move?
I disappear.
Okay.
I attempt to become undetectable using shadows and concealment, and my idea is to do a special move where I disappear but then try to reappear like behind Auntie's suit to take her out or something like that.
So it sounds to me like you are going for Auntie Silver, going to disappear. Sue is probably going to be going trying to kill Ming. All of them are trying to get that pedal away from you, Lin. It is a terrible situation. But let's start with you disappearing, because that's going to kind of roll out. We're going to deal with your action, and then we're going to see who is engaging whom.
Right. So to disappear, it might be... Oh, I think metal, control, solidity, reflection.
Okay. That is your style element, so sure.
6, 8.
An 8. And that's on a 7 to 9. But we'll come to this. When you go to attack someone, they are going to be alerted. You will not have perfect surprise on them.
Right.
Does that seem fair?
She's my master. She probably taught me how to do this. So.
All right. What do you do, Lynn?
Okay. Is there anyone around me that could be like, oh, if only Lucky Dog was here, then I could pass this to him. I need to protect everyone, but I also need to protect the pedal.
So you want to fight off these handmaids as they essentially try to get that from you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to fight them.
Okay. So that'll be a great sequence. So you'll roll your style element, and then I'll have you. We'll describe and see what that looks like. They've got the handmade tools. They've got scarves and silk. They're doing that thing where they throw the silk out and try to wrap your arms and grab onto you and hold you as the others go for the pedal.
Okay, hold on. Roll. Yeah, I'm rolling. Oh yeah, with my style element. Okay.
Yep.
Oh no, that is a 4. 4 plus. Yup, that is a 6.
Okay. So you're going to win, but at a cost. You're going to be able to defeat them, but what is the price you pay?
I mean, this is an assassin group. So as we are fighting, and I'm first just using my fan. I think I'm also maybe underestimating them a little bit because I'm not actually busting out the 6 petal palms. I'm just using my fan. And I fight them off, but one of them throws one of their poison needles, and it just gets me in the neck, and I pull it out immediately, but then I have to keep fighting, so I am poisoned.
You're poisoned. You can feel that spreading. You can feel that cold as it closes down on you, and you are fighting them back. But by the end of this sequence, once you're poisoned, do you move to using the palm?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what does that look like? Describe to me what that palm form looks like against this group.
So they're all long distance-y with their throwing implements and also their the silks. So I catch one of them, or one of it catches on my arm, and I just pull them in, and then I immediately go for the neck. But it's the way that the 6 petal palms work is that it starts out, it looks very slow, but it gets more powerful the more that I fight, and it's a long term, it's there for the long haul.
Get faster, get stronger, but even as you do that, as you're getting towards the end of that, you can feel that is spreading that poison through your system.
Yes.
But you keep that pedal, you keep it close. They go to grab for it, and you keep tight hold of it. Now let's turn to Ming, and everything is on the table, and Sue's blade is out, and you can see that she breaks it in half, and she comes at you with these two thin blades, and is moving in on you. You have to fight her.
No, I don't.
What do you want to do?
I am going to do as best I can, backing up and blocking her blows while I try to speak to her.
All right. You want to attempt to change her purpose, change her loyalty.
I do.
What is the argument that you're making? Tell me the story.
So, I still love you. I will always love you. I don't want to see you like this, turned into a weapon like your sister. You are an amazing woman. And, frankly, a better Erhu player.
Come
All
on.
right. Let's have you roll. What do you think that is? What chi is it that you're invoking?
I'm gonna say fire. Yeah.
Let's have you roll it.
Okay. Oh God, I've been rolling 6s all night.
Yes, you have. You get an experience for each one of those, so that's all good.
Really? I'm pretty sure I just rolled a 6 again. How is that even possible? Well, it's +1, so I guess I got a 7.
You got a 7.
Okay, and
so does it plant doubt in their minds, or do they kind of go to act to assist you?
So if they go to assist me, then they're not doubting. Like it won't actually change their mind in the long run.
Right. They just kind of, their hesitation is an inadvertent assistance to you.
Okay. I guess I'll plant doubt in their mind. No assistance now.
All right. Then I think you will do it. You've got her. She doesn't attack. You kind of hold her back, and we'll cut to this shot of Auntie Silver, who throws that needle at you, and we'll see Sue turn and put up her arm to block it, and you'll see that needle go into her arm.
No.
And and you'll hear Auntie Silver will go, "You can't have either of them, monk." So now we come to you, Wailing Pain, as you hear her mutter, "I taught you to vanish. You think I cannot see you?"
And my style is whispering tear, so I imagine it's like the master versus student thing where it's almost like the Naruto style where we're battling in our minds, but it's actually just like one strike in the visual style of it. Yeah.
What is it that you have learned that has put you on her scale? If this were a longer term thing, she would certainly be above your scale, but you've learned something. Something has changed you that she does not expect.
Yeah, I think her style is she has like a sort of 5-finger death punch thing, but I've learned that to get in the way of it in a particular way, you can just be like hurt by it and not killed by it, and that allows you to be very close to them and be able to do your strike. Yeah.
Perfect. Then you are fighting a foe on your scale. Roll with your style element. Okay, this would be a great time to fail.
Great. Nope. 8 plus water is 2. It's 10.
10. What does that look like? How do you take her down? That we get that again, that mental flash. We see that play out in your minds. What is it that we see though?
What we see is, I imagine she's like on the roof, and I like suddenly appear, and she sort of like smiles knowingly where I was going to appear all along because she was my mentor, and her hand like zooms out, and when she lays into me, there's like a sickening crunch of her hitting my ribs. But then I'm like close up to her, and I have like my hand like that gripped on her heart, and I like twist it, and she just like falls down. And as my robe moves aside, it shows that she's crushed the scabbard.
Nice. Do you show mercy?
Nope.
Okay, then you don't get to mark XP.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, she was like, I'm pretty sure she orchestrated Ming seeing that whole scene, and getting, Sue to do all that stuff, and now she's probably dying of some incurable poison if I know this.
Yeah, you kind of will look down, and you will see that Ming has a hold of Sue. But let's kind of magistrate. You see your fiance in a blur strike with this death punch and kill this woman with admirable, deadly skill. And then you look and you see Sue, mournful Sue, dying in Ming's arms. What do? You still have the pedal. You've defeated these mooks.
I'm like stumbling more. No longer, well, partially because I'm filled with alcohol, but also because I'm poisoned. I go up to Miss Lay, and I'm just checking her to see that she is okay.
Oh, maybe you're the one that reveals the scabbard then to the audience, right? Instead of the breeze or whatever moving my robes aside, you're the one that discovers that the scabbard was shattered instead of
Yeah,
my
I like
robes.
rush forward and I'm like checking, and then I see this crushed scabbard, and I'm like,
Even as Lee sees the black veins from the poison from the needle.
Yeah, I think I see that as I put a hand to your face and I say, now we are free to be together. And then I see like the black veins, right? Is this an incurable thing?
I think I smile at you weakly, and then I say, and I take out the petal and I give it to you. Deliver it to my father. It needs to be there.
You cannot die. We have just...
Promise me that you will do this for me.
I will do it, but you will also live. That is what you promise me.
And I grab your hand, both of your hands, I guess, and then I put the petal in between them, smell at you, collapse.
No!
So I'm going to come back to find out whether you're dead in a second. Meanwhile, Ming, Sue is there. She's fallen. Ming.
Sue. No. No. I'm so sorry.
We could not be together. I know that.
But it doesn't have to end like this.
Bring me my Uhu.
I brought it with me.
Put it in my arms.
I lay it there. Only one string intact now.
Did I play better than her?
I loved your music more than anything. It's what made me fall in love with you first. You touched me deeply.
Then that is enough. And her eyes will close and she will slump with the instrument in her arms.
Okay. Real quick.
Yeah.
I can ask one question from study without rolling.
Okay.
How can I super quick cure this poison?
Well, Auntie Silver has the antidote to the poison.
Oh,
she has enough for one person.
Yeah. You bastard.
Of course.
Bro, you gotta save your wife, though. This is what we've been talking about.
Oh, but your wife has to save her husband.
Yes, but you need to save your wife as a man, right? This is what we've been talking about. Also, my wife plays the Uhu better. Just saying.
No, man. No, it's no way.
So I think there is that moment when the two of you look up. You look over at Wailing Pain. Wailing Pain, you look over at Ming, and there's that moment where you both realize that there is antidote, one dose on Auntie Silver's body.
Unless she also taught me the antidote.
What do you do?
Ming grabs for it.
No games of chance then. I guess this is a competition?
This is what this is essentially you are challenging another PC. You get to tell them, Monk Ming, what you are offering them, what you're going to give them if they let you win.
Oh man, what do I have to offer?
Unspent XP, bonds, duties, changes to entanglements. You get one offer, and then Fraser gets to decide whether he wants to take it or not.
Oh no. Oh no. Uh, uh, I suffer from terrible anxiety in real life, and this is like real
No,
bad.
I'm sorry.
right now.
Believe me, so do I. So I would be losing it right now.
Fraser, do you have any? No, why would I ask you for? Agatha, do you have any good ideas for offerings to Wailing Pain to let you die?
I don't know. I feel like, well, because this is our last session, there's not much you can offer, like mechanically.
Right.
Yeah.
I would help, but maybe something story based.
What's a
I don't know if
story
that works.
change that you could offer?
Oh man. Um.
Or if you'd like, we could have Fraser make the offer.
Oh,
Is there a special martial art where I could switch places with Lynn, where like I take the poison into myself instead? Because that would be cool. Twist ending.
Interesting.
Because if anyone would know it, it might be the master who taught me this way, right? Like the irreversible way of, you know.
So you would turn away from that antidote. Then I think you're asking Magistrate Lynn. I think Magistrate Lynn needs to make that decision about whether you can do that or not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Lynn, what do you think?
Well, what are you offering?
Life?
What are you offering to me as player to player?
A better ending. You can have I don't know. I have 4 XP.
Is there anything that you could offer story-wise, something that would happen?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think that
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. You could say, how about I save you, but I don't die, but I'm in a coma that then you have to find a solution.
Oh, that would be a cool episode too, of like you becoming the wanderer as I am a wanderer now. Cyclical.
Or
Okay,
then
Dad,
I'll take
your,
it.
you
and
take
your dad wouldn't be super disappointed right now. He'd be like, "What? Right? No
Yeah, I'll take
pedal, no sun."
Okay. All right. So they accept. Lynn gets to mark XP. Lynn, I'm going to let you describe what that looks like, though.
Yeah. So this is definitely a forbidden spell, forbidden technique. Yes, that your master has kept secret all this time, and you maybe you've like heard whisperings of it, but you found it on her body that for some reason, or maybe she tattooed it on herself because that's creepy, and you see it, and then you're like quickly doing it. You what would you do? Oh, yes. You would lift me upright, and then you are sitting cross-legged behind me, and then you put both of your palms on me, and you're basically using that inner that magic chi thing to circulate all of the poison from me to you. And so this and this uses up like almost all of your life force, and it would have killed you, but it's because you were raised in this sect that your body, you've been trained against a lot of the poisons. So this one, you're trained against it. You're just like half dead because you've depleted your chi in a way that impacts your organs.
And we would see the kind of the white pancake makeup that they would put on you to denote that you've gone into that state there as Magistrate Lin, as you open your eyes. You grab that antidote then, Ming. And you give it to her. Does it work?
Oh, that's a hell of a question to ask.
I know.
Maybe it.
Do you want to go to an overcome? Do you want to go to dice on this to see, or do you want to tell me?
I want to do dice.
Okay. So this is not something you're familiar with. Trying to use this antidote, it's unusual. What is the I think the chi for rolling with this?
I'm gonna go with fire because I think speed is of the essence here. Absolutely. And yeah. So I'm gonna roll different dice than I have been rolling. I'm gonna re-roll these green dice.
Yes. Come on.
And I got a 10.
Yes. It works. And you'll put that in her. Get that a little bit of that wine from before you put that to her lips. Pour it in, and there will be that.
Please wake up.
That fluttering in her eyelids will come open, and she sees you, and she realizes the choice that you made. That you came for her and not for your sworn brother. And she will embrace you.
Sue, I don't care about the temple, about my master, about my vows, about any of it. I'll go be a damn peasant in the fields with you. I just want to be with you.
And I will play for you in the evening.
I love you.
Awesome. I think that's a great bit. If we have the sort of the end of show sort of epilogue as the credits are rolling, what is the bit that we see, the sort of the montage from you, Ming?
I think the first shot is definitely my master exasperated, maybe bewildered, and the other acolytes of the temple just sneering and rolling their eyes behind him as I hand in my robes, I guess. And I walk off with mournful Sue, who's left her weapons behind, and we go somewhere else to try to find other lives for both of us.
And what do we see of the Magistrate Lin slash Wailing Pain? Is Wailing Pain kept somewhere like Sleeping Beauty, or do you take her with you like Shadow of the Colossus as you head out to try and find the way to heal her? What do you imagine that looks like, you two?
Well, I don't know. What do you think, Fraser? I wonder if Fraser should be answering.
I'm okay with either of those. Whatever you think would be cool.
Okay, so I think the scene is at the gate of the Lin family compound. My father, he is like running his hand through his beard, like like, really, kind of thing. And I'm like, thank you, Father, for all that you've done for me. And actually, I think I face towards the house, and then I do the full bow, where like the kneeling and then bowing my head to the ground. And then I get up and I get in this carriage, and in there is Miss Lay lying there, and then I like tuck her in, and then we ride off into these rice paddy fields.
Excellent. Are you good with that, Fraser?
Yeah, totally. That's cool.
Awesome. And I think that's it. I think we are done with this particular little story there. So okay, that was pretty cool. I like that ending there. I was very happy with that.
Yes.
So I would like to, if you have mechanical things, if you guys want to send me emails or notes or anything like that, if there's stuff that you've spotted, please send that on. I don't want to necessarily go over that now because I'm on my runner's high right now. So I'd like to talk about things that you dug, particularly in play or from other players, or things you're like, oh, I wish we could have seen some more of this. Things that you're like, I like this and I'd like to see more of it. If we could take just a couple minutes to do that, I would certainly appreciate that. Fraser, what's your thoughts on things that you want to point out as solid or things you want to see more of?
I mean, I'd be hard pressed to imagine a better session of this, to be honest. Like, I think it was pretty amazing, right? Like, at the moment, I can't even remember who's the person that isn't here, but they're probably sad. Because this was great. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of it going better. I think it was a perfect session, and I'm definitely gonna PSP the shit out of this.
Oh man,
so, yeah.
This is. I want to say this. You guys brought it buying into the genre conventions, and I love that. That you guys really took it to heart, and gives me shivers. Some of those moments tonight. So yeah, I want to second what you said. Just solid. Matt, what do you think?
Oh, I had a great time. I
I felt bad about all your roles, though.
I had a great time. Ming did not have a great time.
Well, I mean, he did have a good ending, though.
He did have a good ending. I definitely fumbled a bit making choices at the end, I think.
No, you're tough part with a weird system. I think that you did really well there.
So yeah, I just kind of went, oh yeah, dice. Let's grab onto that. But I'm glad it turned out how it did. I didn't want to just be like, oh yeah, of course it works, and then we get a happy ending, and lays in a coma.
Yeah. No, I think it's always fair to go to the dice if you take a moment to go, let me really think about what the options are. Do I want to go to the dice? Do I not? And I saw you go through that process. And I always appreciate that when a player does go, okay, no, I want to go to that. So I thought that was really good. Agatha, what do you think?
Well, I think this game is this is basically what I wanted out of a game that's about this genre. And I don't know if it's different coming from like a background of familiarity with the culture, and then also just with this kind of narrative in general, where I was like, yes, let's do all these things, and also let's talk about confusion as well. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I was like, yes.
Oh, that was
and
great. Yeah.
And I like how I really like the way that the mechanics, specifically I like the mechanics for the I think this is the loyal or something, that, well, technically I'm the official, but like I think the playbook is the loyal or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really like the moves that I chose. I just feel like they're very evocative, and then of that I can paint a picture of my character, and also that they were like useful. So I could like do things that, yeah. And I feel like you guys all brought your A game, and it was very melodramatic. I'm a little sad that I didn't get to die. Not gonna lie.
It was the perfect twist, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah.
Yeah, I had such a good I love these kinds of stories. I love melodrama, just with a capital M, and I love a melodrama that you can have action with the melodrama. I don't know why I love it so much. And this was so much fun for me. It was, I'm so glad I put this together so we could get this story on the table, because I had a great time with it. So
yeah. And Agatha, next time I promise you could die.
All right.
I also want to point out, Agatha, how stable your connection was tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Kind of weird.
Yeah, it was really solid.
I guess no one else was downloading movies at this time.
Yeah.
Today. And Lol, I really like how you ended it with an action scene, because I realized that in my character, I was like pretty hyped about my fighting style, but because I think of the role that I cast him in, that he didn't really get to have an action scene. So I'm glad that it all.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure everybody got to fight somebody at least once, and I really dug your description of the scene with the mooks, and I love Frasier, the heart crushing. I mean, the idea of this game is that you get to describe how cool you are, and I love that people buy into that, and I also love Ming making that call to go to that move, which that felt really good. So
yeah, that did.
Yeah, nice stuff.
Yeah. And is everybody okay if I do put it on PSP? I should ask everybody if that's cool with them.
You should explain what that means for them.
Oh, do you guys know what pocket size play is?
Yeah.
Agatha?
No.
Yeah. So pocket size play is the Gauntlet's actual play podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what I do is
edits and cuts it down.
Yeah. So I take these sessions, I rip the audio, and then I put it together as if it is like an actual TV drama thing where there's no breaks and no talking and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
This will be fun to listen to. Then get Sherry to watch it, because after last session and at the break, she was like, "What's going on? Tell me what's going on." So.
Yeah, well, I'll add in a whole bunch of appropriate music to it too.
Oh, you need to get some Erhu playing in there, and
I actually don't feel like Erhu sounds that good. No,
that's true, but
yeah, it was the only instrument that I knew existed back then. That was Chinese, so it was my only go-to thing. I was like,
I should look that up.
It fits the wailing though. It does sound like wailing.
It does, yeah. It's like the only reason I knew about it was Samurai Champloo, and then I was like, but it's also a Chinese instrument, because during it they're like, oh, this is a Japanese instrument. She's like, actually,
did the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason I knew that.
Awesome. I'm actually going to stop the broadcast, I think. Here, let me turn the broadcast off. Thank you, guys.